Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the podcast. And today I'm going to go my review of Friday Night Smackdown. We start off the night with Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins comes out to the ring, grabs a microphone. Rollins mocks Punk. Fans chant Punk OTC. Rollins says that Punk came back to the ring, but not a WWE ring. Pretty much kind of mentioning beating around the bush of AEW. Rollins says that he has returned to wrestling, or Punk has returned to wrestling for a big check. Rollins says that Punk is not here for the fans. Rollins then mocks Reigns. Rollins says that he knows everything about sacrifice. Rollins then mentions The Shield as well as Dean Ambrose and how Heyman brought them into WWE. And then Rollins mocks Paul Heyman. Interesting stuff there from Seth Rollins. Moving on from that, we have the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I thought it was an okay matchup, back and forth matchup. Grande Americano was not in the match, but he got himself involved in the match by attacking Rey Fenix. He ends up eliminating Rey Fenix. Andrade and Carmelo Hayes were the last two in the ring, with Hayes eliminating Andrade, and your winner of the match and winner of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal is Carmelo Hayes. Hats off to Carmelo Hayes for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we have Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley comes out to the ring, grabs a microphone. She talks about WrestleMania and how much WrestleMania is important to her. Rhea says that she wants her title back. After that, she's interrupted by Io Sky. Io Sky then is interrupted by Bianca Belair. Belair comes out to the ring, says that she is walking out of WrestleMania champion. After that, she's interrupted by Naomi. Naomi comes out to the ring, says that she's been trying to reach Belair for weeks. Naomi seemingly seems jealous of Jade. Jade is here. Rhea says that this is not about Jade Cargill, and then Naomi attacks Jade from behind, and then an all-out brawl happens in the middle of the ring. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. It's for the WWE Tag Team titles. It is the Street Profits defending the WWE Tag Team titles against the Motor City Machine Guns. I thought it was a good match, man. Back and forth matchup between the Motor City Machine Guns and the Street Profits, with the Street Profits keeping the pace of the match. But DIY pretty much run through the crowd. They attack the Street Profits. The match ends up ending in a disqualification, and the Street Profits retain their tag team titles. Moving on from that, we have Randy Orton. Randy Orton comes out to the ring, grabs a microphone. Randy Orton says that he, as of now, does not have an opponent for WrestleMania. Orton then talks about his dad being a part of the first WrestleMania and how much it means to his legacy to be a part of WrestleMania. But Orton says that no matter what, that he will be at WrestleMania on Sunday. So seemingly, it seems like there might be an open challenge here for Randy Orton at WrestleMania, and I kind of have an idea who I believe will answer that open challenge on Sunday. After that, we got a video package that was played. This video package, just kind of thing that we've been seeing for the past couple weeks. It looks like we are getting the return of Aleister Black, and that return of Aleister Black seems like it will happen next week, April 25th, 2025. So it looks like Aleister Black is on his way back to Friday Night Smackdown. Definitely looking forward to that return for Aleister Black. Moving on from that, we got Zelina Vega taking on Chelsea Green. I thought it was a good match. Back and forth matchup between Vega and Green, with Green keeping the pace of the match. Vega and Green both exchange in the middle of the ring, with Vega hitting an avalanche code red off the middle rope. Pins for the 3, and your winner of the match is Zelina Vega. Hats off to Vega for getting the win in this matchup. Moving on from that, we have LA Knight taking on Solo Sikoa. I thought it was a good match. Back and forth matchup between Knight and Sikoa, with Sikoa keeping the pace of the match. Jacob Fatu comes out and attacks LA Knight. Match ends in a disqualification. Braun Strowman is here. Strowman attacks Solo and Fatu. The general manager comes out, Nick Aldis. He announces that, you know what, since they can't seem to get along, we'll turn it into a tag team matchup, and that tag team matchup will be next. It will be LA Knight teaming up with Braun Strowman to take on Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. I thought it was a good match. Back and forth matchup between both teams, with Fatu and Solo keeping the pace of the match. LA Knight then hits an elbow drop off the top rope for a near fall, followed by LA Knight hitting a BFT on Solo Sikoa. Pins for the 3, and your winners of the match are Braun Strowman and LA Knight. Moving on from that, we go into our next match of the night. It's a 6-man tag team matchup. It is the LWO and Rey Fenix teaming up against American Made. I thought it was a good match. Back and forth matchup between both teams, with LWO and Fenix keeping the pace of the match. Fenix ultimately hits a Meteora off the top rope, pins for the 3, and your winners of the match are the LWO and Rey Fenix. But it does seem as if Rey Mysterio ended up getting injured in this matchup, and his WrestleMania matchup against Americano Grande might actually be off of the WrestleMania card. So Again, we don't know what's going on, but it does seem like Rey Mysterio is injured, and he might not be able to face off against Americana Grande on at WrestleMania this weekend. Speaking of WrestleMania, we go into John Cena and Cody Rhodes face-to-face. The final time these guys have a face-to-face before they face off against each other on Sunday in the main event for WrestleMania. Both Cena and Rhodes come out to the ring. John grabs a microphone, tells Rhodes to shut his mouth. John says that Sunday will be his last WrestleMania ever. John says that he doesn't need the fans. Cena says Cody will lose because of the fans. Cena says that Elimination Chamber, Rock gave Rhodes a choice. Cena then says on Sunday he's going to make Rhodes a somebody. Fans that were booing Rhodes after he grabbed the microphone. Rhodes says that he had worshipped John, but says that John is overrated. Rhodes then mocks John. Rhodes says that it's 2025 and John still can't wrestle. The crowd starts chanting for Cody Rhodes. John then goes for an AA on Rhodes, but Rhodes hits a crossroads on Cena, leaving Cena in the middle of the ring. A couple of things I want to talk about, man, when it pertains to Friday Night SmackDown. Number one, let's talk about Seth Rollins. Call me a conspiracy theorist or not. Usually when we see Seth Rollins come out to the ring, bro, Seth Rollins, he's always wearing flamboyant stuff. He's always wearing stuff that's just, crazy, in my opinion. We saw Rollins come out on SmackDown last night wearing a suit, wearing, a chain, kind of looking a lot like The Rock. And call me crazy, and maybe this has something to do with Seth Rollins and the Rock, but I will say this. This was the best in-ring promo that we've seen from Seth Rollins in quite some time. And if you look at this matchup, this main event matchup, this triple threat match is taking place on night one. It's the main event of night one of WrestleMania, which is happening on Saturday night. If you look at this matchup, Rollins has been stressing a lot that this is the biggest triple threat match in WWE history. And it really relies on the future of this company. He constantly keeps preaching that, about the future of this company. When you look at this triple threat matchup, man, there's some heavy hitters in this matchup. You got Roman Reigns, you got CM Punk, and you got Seth Rollins. Now, there's two differences here for me. There's a difference of, okay, who I want to win and who I think needs to win. Who I want to win this matchup is CM Punk. Who needs to win this match is Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins needs to win this match. I think Paul Heyman plays a huge factor into this matchup. I mean, so much so where Heyman could turn his back on Punk and Reigns and align himself up with Seth Rollins. You also have to remember this. Seth Rollins, from what he said, Paul Heyman still owes him a favor. So I don't know if this is something where Heyman aligns himself up with Seth Rollins and he walks out of WrestleMania Night 1 with Seth Rollins as a winner of that triple threat matchup and just pretty much sends everybody in a tailspin. Who knows? But I do think Paul Heyman plays a huge factor in this triple threat matchup in the main event of night one of WrestleMania. And like I said before, man, there's two differences for me. Number one, who I want to win and who I think needs to win. I want CM Punk to win this match, but I think who needs to win this match is Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins needs to walk out as the winner of this triple threat matchup. And I think Paul Heyman, like I mentioned earlier, is going to play a big factor in the main event of night one in this triple threat match. We also get the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. I'm never really a big fan of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, but what I will say is one of the best ones we've seen in quite some time, with Carmelo Hayes getting the victory in that matchup. I thought it was a decent Battle Royal. We also see Chelsea Green and Zelina Vega. We see the vignette, if you will, the video package of a returning of Aleister Black. I'm all for that, man. I think Aleister Black returning to SmackDown is going to be great. He returns on April 25th. 2025, I believe that happens next Friday. I'm all for it, man. I mean, obviously the Raw after Mania and SmackDown after Mania are always, two of the biggest Raws and SmackDowns of the calendar year. So I'm definitely looking forward to Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania, and we will see the return of Aleister Black. And hopefully he comes back with the old music, the same old look that he had before he left WWE, and he comes back and runs roughshod on the SmackDown roster. To be honest with you, I'm looking forward to seeing him come back into the fold in WWE. Speaking of returns, Randy Orton. Randy Orton came out, cut a promo on SmackDown, pretty much telling everybody that he still does not have an opponent for WrestleMania, and how much WrestleMania means to him and his family, and how much it means to his legacy. Orton says that he still will be at WrestleMania. He will be there specifically on Sunday. My take is this. This is going to be one of those times where we see a return or a debut. And I have it as a return. I think we're going to get the return of Rusev. And Rusev will come out. He will accept the open challenge to Randy Orton and possibly beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania. But I do think Rusev will be the guy that challenges that open challenge from Randy Orton, and we will see Rusev return to WWE after being gone away in AEW. So I think Rusev will answer the call, and he will be the one that challenges Randy Orton on Sunday at WrestleMania. Obviously, he's going to get a huge pop when his music hits and he walks down to the ring. He's going to be immensely over, and people are going to be very excited. But I think it's going to be one of those moments that people are going to remember for a long time, and I think Rusev will be the one that challenges Randy Orton. And from what I understand, Rusev's in Las Vegas as it is right now. He's returning back as Rusev and not Miro. So I think Rusev will return, and he will be the one that challenges Randy Orton at WrestleMania Night 2. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. And then we get John Cena and Cody Rhodes. You know, this is one of the matches I told you guys before, man. A lot of people were against this matchup in the beginning. A lot of people did not want to see John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I'm 100% locked in for this match. Like I told you guys before, man, there's only 2 matches for me personally, maybe 3, for this year's WrestleMania that I'm really locked into. One being Jacob Fatu versus LA Knight for the U.S. title. We got the triple threat matchup between Punk, Rollins, and Reigns. And then on night 2 in the main event, we got John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. This match can go either way. But what I will say is this. This is John Cena's match to win. After what we've been seeing for the past couple of weeks and the banter back and forth between Rhodes and Cena, and Rhodes kind of getting the upper hand on Cena by hitting the crossroads on Cena now twice, I can see Cena walking out and becoming the 17-time World Heavyweight Champion. And honestly, for what it's worth, I think it needs to happen. This could be the summer of Cena. You know, obviously this is his last WrestleMania, but he's going to be a part of, you know, some more WWE events after WrestleMania. He's already on the marquee for, I believe it's Backlash in France, if I'm not mistaken. He will be a part of that show. And Cody Rhodes, honestly, he can afford to lose the belt, and Cody Rhodes can chase after Cena. I think Cena walking out 17-time World Heavyweight Champion, I think it's going to shock a lot of people. But I think it'd be what other way to end WrestleMania in its entirety this weekend than having John Cena walk out, beat Ric Flair's record, be 17-time World Heavyweight Champion, history in the making, and he walks out Universal Champion. You know, I'm sure Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, or at least he should be a part of this main event of night 2. I feel like if The Rock is not a part of that, I think somebody made a mistake somewhere. He should be there. I know Austin's in town as well. He just got accepted a Hall of Fame award, if you will, on Friday night's Hall of Fame, and for his matchup against Bret Hart, which was a legendary matchup. So, you know, Stone Cold's in town. So I don't know if Stone Cold is also going to be a part of this match in some kind of way. I know he says he'll never get back in the ring, but, you know, it's also WrestleMania, so who knows what's going to happen. But The Rock has to be a part of that main event for night 2. But for me personally, I do see John beating Rhodes and walking out Universal Champion, beating the record, and becoming the 17-time World Heavyweight Champion, proving once and for all that he is the GOAT, and he is, 17-time World Heavyweight Champion. I think the match for night 2 between Rhodes and Cena is going to be crazy. I know they got a lot of entrance changes for a lot of superstars like Jey Uso, from what I heard, and Roman Reigns. I believe CM Punk will have a live performance for his theme song called The Personality. So it's going to be great, man. I think WrestleMania Night 1 and Night 2 is going to be really, really good. I mean, I would say, for me personally as a fan, if I had to pick what night was better than 1, I think right now Night 1, match-wise, is kind of stacking up a little bit more for me than Night 2, ironically. But obviously Night 2, the main event, I think is a lot more important than the triple threat match. So I'm looking forward to those 3 matches for sure. I think Jacob Fatu and LA Knight's on Night 1. The triple threat matchup between Punk, Rollins, and Reigns is also the main event of Night 1. For me personally as a fan, I think Night 1 might be a little bit better than Night 2. And hopefully, like I said, with a triple threat, something happens in that main event with Paul Heyman that might carry into Night 2. We don't know. But something needs to happen in that matchup, in that triple threat matchup between Rollins, Reigns, and Punk, and something needs to happen. Because if we're just going to go off the air with just a regular victory and that's it, that's the end-all be-all, it's kind of lame, to be honest with you. Something needs to happen, some kind of drama needs to happen with that main event of Night 1. Night 1. Hopefully it carries into Night 2. But like I said before, I think Rollins needs to win this match. I want Punk to win, but I think Rollins needs to win this matchup. And who knows, man, we could see Rollins walk out Night 1 of WrestleMania with a victory in a triple threat match and walk out with Paul Heyman. You know what I mean? Paul Heyman might play a significant factor into this matchup for Night 1, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. But like I said, it was a solid, SmackDown. I mean, it wasn't the greatest SmackDown. It wasn't the best SmackDown of all time. It was a solid go-home show for SmackDown leading into WrestleMania. It was the final stop before WrestleMania. And I think they did all they can do for the build-up to this year's WrestleMania. But with that being said, I mean, my standpoint's still the same, man. I hope they need to do something that's going to shock the world, because what we got last year's WrestleMania, probably went down as one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time, with what happened with Cody Rhodes and The Rock and Roman Reigns. Hopefully they can do something that will shock the world come this weekend for WrestleMania, because right now, man, it's still kind of, for me personally, it's still kind of up in the air. Like I said, I'm still looking forward to a couple matches, but hopefully there is that shock and awe factor in this year's WrestleMania like we got last year. So, again, man, fingers crossed. I'm definitely looking forward to this year's WrestleMania to see what happens, and maybe a return of a possible Rusev challenging Randy Orton. And we could possibly see John Cena beating Cody Rhodes and breaking the record and becoming 17-time World Heavyweight Champion. But with that being said, this is my review of Friday Night SmackDown. I hope you guys are out there staying safe. Be careful, and remember, stay classy.